Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're watching my videos, you already know that I'm here in India at my parents' place. I'm here for vacations. I just came here for 5 weeks and my vacations are almost getting over, and I hope you're enjoying my short videos and my YouTube videos that I have been uploading from India. And in a couple of days I'm going back to Mexico too, but I came here to celebrate. I'm doing this video to celebrate my 2 years in YouTube. This month is going to be my 2 years of YouTube journey, and I'm really thankful to all of you who always keep encouraging me, who always leave lovely comments on my videos. And I would have stopped making videos long time back if I don't get this kind of encouragement. I know I don't have great subscribers list, or my subscribers are not going at a great speed, but I'm happy where I am, especially because when I go to Mexico to some Indian celebration, there are a lot of Indians who come up to me and say that they watch my videos and then they decided to come to Mexico. So that makes me happy because I'm kind of motivating you to come to Mexico, and I hope you guys are enjoying after moving to Mexico too. So I just thought I'll come today and thank you all for being for watching my videos and for being so consistent with my videos. So on the occasion of 2 years of my journey here, I had asked on my Instagram and also on the YouTube community if you have any questions, and there were a couple of questions, so I thought I'll just answer those questions in this video. Alright, so without wasting any time, let's get into the questions. So the first question was, one place you would like to visit in Kerala. I don't know if everybody knows that I'm from Kerala, south of India, but I grew up completely in Hyderabad. So Kerala has been like a vacation spot for me in my childhood. During my vacations and during my school days, we used to go like 1 month, like how I'm coming here to Hyderabad now. That used to be my vacation spot because my parents, my grandparents were there. So we used to go for vacations to Kerala. So most of the times we only used to go to Thrissur, which is my hometown. Or I have visited Munnar for vacations, but apart from that I haven't seen any other side of Kerala. So I would definitely like to go to Alapi, where there are some backwaters, and I would like to spend a couple of days in those boats and backwaters. So that's definitely on my list. The next question, somebody asked my age. So I am 42 years old, that's my age. The next question is, any advice for those wanting to start YouTube channel and social media? Well, I don't think I'm that popular enough, or I don't think I'm that successful in YouTube that I could give advice to others. But yes, I would say that consistency is one thing that you need to be consistent with your videos in YouTube. That's definitely what got me here, or at least that's how my videos went to most of you. But apart from that, yes, you have to keep uploading interesting videos according to your subscribers. You should know what your subscribers need, and you should upload videos according to their needs. I think that's the tip. But I don't know, even I don't know how to get successful, because if I had known that, I would have been successful long time back. So I don't think I'm the right person, but this is what I do in my videos. I try to be consistent with my videos, and I try to upload videos that my subscribers want. What do you miss the most about Mexico while being in India? To be frank with you, after like 3 or 4 weeks here in India, I started missing my home, my husband, my dog, definitely all those things. But apart from that, I think what I miss is I would say, well, I won't say it's missing, but definitely I find a difference after living there for 10 years. And when I come here for vacations, I definitely feel that India is more crowded. Wherever I go, there's a lot of crowd, which is not the same in Mexico. So that's something that I miss. And another thing that I miss is the freedom of movement that I have in Mexico, because there I have my car and I drive everywhere. Here, after so many years, I'm not able to drive. I can't drive here in India, so I always depend on cabs or autos. So that's something that I miss a lot. What do you like the most about Mexicans? I have answered this many times. The most I like about Mexicans is how friendly they are, and how open they are to other people or other foreigners. Because I have always seen Mexicans greeting me with a smile, and with always a curiosity to know about my country, my culture. So that's how I have been always greeted. So I really like that about Mexicans, that they're very friendly and they're very open to new culture and new people. What's your favorite Mexican food? My favorite is chilaquiles. Yeah, that's something that I always prefer to eat wherever I go. That's my favorite food. And what's your favorite part when going back to India? Definitely my family, to meet my parents, and apart from that, food, Indian food, because that's something that I miss a lot in Mexico, especially in Querétaro, where we don't have any Indian restaurants. So I definitely miss Indian food. I make Indian food at home, but it's not the same. Like, you sometimes feel the craving to eat in a restaurant, or you feel the craving to eat street food. So all that I miss in Mexico. So when I come to India, I really indulge in a lot of Indian food, different varieties of food, and that's something that I really enjoy when I come to India. And somebody wrote, waiting for your vlogs in Chennai. Is it possible? No, because when I come to Hyderabad, it's just Hyderabad, because I don't travel anywhere else. I like to spend that 1 month with my family. But this time I had been to Goa with my friends for a couple of days. You must have seen that vlog. But apart from that, I usually don't travel anywhere, and this time Chennai was definitely not in the list. So I don't think there are any vlogs coming from Chennai. So those were a few questions from Instagram, and now let me read the questions that I have from YouTube. The first question is, well, few are not questions, they're just some statements, but okay, the first one is, are you planning on doing any videos from Europe? I don't know why that question was asked, because I'm not from Europe, and right now I don't have any plans to go to Europe, because right now I don't have the funds to go there. But yeah, maybe after a few savings, after a few years, definitely some vlogs from Europe. And is your kids with you? What are they studying? Yes, my kids are with me. They have come here for vacations, and my older one is going to grade 12, and my younger one is going to grade 10. And in case you don't know, I have two girls, so that's what. The older one is going to grade 12 and the younger one is going to grade 10. What are the various options for veg food, and is all Indian grocery available, as I'm planning for Mexico? How much time to learn Spanish? Okay, there are a couple of questions, so let me go one by one. What are the various options for veg food? I have mentioned this in many of my videos, that veg options are little less in Mexico, but it's not that you can't find it. You just have to have the taste for that kind of food, because it's completely different from what we get in India. In India, we have various options for veg food, but the options are little less in Mexico, so you need to find that. The best thing is if you can cook at home, or if you can cook in Mexico, that's the best thing that you can do. But if not, then you try to find an Indian community where sometimes the Indian ladies, they cater food to bachelors or to office goers. That also happens. Like, for example, in Querétaro, where there is an Indian community, they live close by to these Indian companies, and the ladies who are at home, they do this side business, like they do some catering and they sell food to the bachelors. You can try that. But in case if you're not living anywhere close to the Indian community, then the best thing is you can cook, or the other options is you can find beans. I don't know, I mean, it's not the same. You need to get the taste of it. It's not easy to easily adapt to Mexican vegetarian food, but when you don't have any options, you will definitely get adapted. So some of the vegetarian options that you can get is frijoles, which means beans, and then you have various options with rajas. It's a kind of a green chili, so with that. And then there are some options with zucchini, which is the pumpkin that you get here, and that's all, even that's delicious. And then there is nopal, which is like a cactus that they eat here. We are not, at least I'm not used to that taste, and I don't really like it, but if you like it, you can try that. And they also have they also make rice here, like tomato rice that we get, but sometimes they use the fat, the pork fat, and a different kind of oil. So you need to check. If you're a pure vegetarian who doesn't eat any of these things, then you need to check on that. So yes, it's a little difficult. If you go out, you might not get as many options as you want, but what I would say is get Indian groceries and try to cook at home. And even when you are going to visit any places, try to take Airbnb, where you can get a small kitchen and you can cook there. The next question was, is Indian grocery available in Mexico? Yes, it is available, but it depends on where you're going. For example, in Mexico City, Guadalajara, Querétaro, and other few popular places in Mexico, you will find Indian groceries, but not in all the states. So you need to check where you're going, and sometimes the people from the sellers, the vendors from Mexico City and Querétaro, they do send Indian groceries to other parts of Mexico, so you can check that. The same person has asked, how much time does it take to learn Spanish? That completely depends on an individual. There are people who came here for 6 months or 1 year and they have learned in a couple of months. So, and there are a few people like me who are here for the last 10 years and still can't make a complete conversation easily. Well, I can speak now, don't get me wrong. I can speak Spanish, but according to me, I feel I am not that good in Spanish. So it all depends on an individual. So it depends on how good you are at learning a new language and how good you are at practicing. With me, the problem is I don't practice much with Mexicans. Most of my Mexican friends speak English. So I end up speaking to them in English and I don't practice my Spanish. I only practice my Spanish with plumbers or electricians or people who come home to do some work, and that's hardly for like few minutes. So that's how I feel I don't practice my Spanish, and that's the problem with my language. But if you're a person who goes out and works in a company where you have a lot of locals, then definitely you can improve your language very fast. But for me, since I'm an English teacher, I speak in English to my students, and that's how I don't improve my Spanish. So that depends on completely an individual. The next question was, ma'am, please create study in Mexico overall idea about in a video. I don't know exactly what it means. I think you're asking about like the student visa or how to study in Mexico. I have already made a video on this. You can check on my channel. There's a video called Study in Mexico. It's about it's basically an interview with a PhD student. Here in Mexico, the most possible studies that you can do is a PhD, and that's what I explained in that video. So please check that video. And apart from that, other graduation and all is little difficult because here it's completely in Spanish. So applying from a different country in Mexico would be a little difficult, but PhD you can try. What types of jobs are available in Mexico for a graduate from India, a woman? Okay, any course to be done in India or Mexico to get jobs? Please do a video on this. I have also done a video on this for job opportunities. It's called Job Opportunities in Mexico. You can check that in my channel, where I have told you, where I have already mentioned that to find a job in Mexico, I mean the job opportunities are more for IT field, automobile, or maybe teaching, and what else? These are actually or pharmaceutical. So these are few industries which are really popular and where more foreigners are working in Mexico. But it's not that you can't find jobs in other fields, but the thing is you need to be fluent in Spanish, and you also need to have a work visa. So go and please check that video of mine, which is Job Opportunities in Mexico, and I have explained everything in detail in that video. So the next question was, how is the education system in Mexico? In particular, I want to know about the curriculum, subjects, extracurricular activities, private school fee and scholarships. Okay, so the education system here, for example, most of the schools, I have also talked about this, but let me repeat myself. Most of the schools in Mexico are bilingual, especially in states like Mexico City, Guadalajara, Querétaro, Monterrey, and other such cities where there are a mix of foreigners and locals. Most of the schools are bilingual. Even the international schools, though they claim to be international, most of the schools are bilingual. Bilingual in the sense like most of the subjects would be in Spanish. There are a couple of subjects like probably maths or science, or the subject English is in English. So there are very few subjects which would be in English, so it's a mix of Spanish and English. So definitely your kids will start learning in Spanish when they start going to the school. The curriculum that they follow here is called SEP. That's what they follow here in most of the schools. And some American schools, like for example in Mexico City, I think there is one or two, I'm not sure, there are a couple of American schools which might follow a different curriculum, but otherwise most of the schools follow this curriculum. And what was the next question? Extracurricular activities. That also depends on school to school. For example, the school that my kids go to, they have some extracurricular activities which are included in the school fees. So like for example, they have swimming, basketball, volleyball, and some dance, music instrument classes. So they can choose any two activities which they can go in during the weekdays, like it could be Monday, Wednesday swimming, Tuesday and Thursday music class, so anything like that. So they could choose that, and then they can go for it, which is included in the school fees. But not all schools have that. Some schools you have to pay extra for extracurricular activities. So it all depends on school to school. But yes, there are a lot of opportunities. If your kid is interested, you can enroll them. And apart from this, you can also find many sports clubs where you can join your kids for extra activities, like if your kid is into badminton, tennis, or football. So there are a lot of sports clubs where you can join your kids. And private school fee, again this depends on the school to school, but usually the range is between for example 5,000 to 15,000 pesos, depending on the grade your kid goes to and depending on the school that your kid goes to. So it all depends on that. Scholarships. Scholarships, I think you need to do an exam. But I don't know if a foreigner is eligible in a private school. You need to check on that. As far as I know, your kid has to do a scholarship exam, and then the school checks on the amount of salary the kid's parent gets, or if the kid is eligible for a scholarship. So the school decides if the kid is eligible, and then the kid also has to do an exam for the scholarship. And there is a comment which I really like. Congratulations ma'am on your 2 years YouTube anniversary. I have just moved to Guadalajara for work. I love the city but facing some challenges, and the challenges are the following. How to start learning Spanish. Best resources available, challenges that may occur in the beginning. Well, the best way to learn Spanish is to watch a lot of series in Spanish. And apart from that, you definitely need some classes. At least take some basic classes, and like for example 5 to 6 classes to learn the basics, and also start learning the vocabulary. You can take a book, or you can download pages which gives you Spanish vocabulary. So for the day-to-day conversations, learn the vocabulary and then go join some classes. Well, that's how I learned. First I started learning vocabulary, and then I joined few classes and learned the basic of Spanish. And I also watched a lot of Spanish videos, Spanish series, which really helped me with my listening skills. Only thing I didn't do is practicing my Spanish, which is another important thing. It's not just learning Spanish and just leaving it. You need to practice. So start talking to your colleagues, or start making friends, and move around and talk with locals. And the next challenge that he says is how to survive in Mexico if you don't eat meat. Like I mentioned before, yes, it's a problem if you don't eat meat. The best thing is you cook at home or try to live in an Indian community, and if there is any catering service, maybe you could try that. Since you're in Guadalajara, I'm sure there's a big Indian community there. So try to move into that community, and you will find, there might be a WhatsApp group, and you might, enroll in that, and you will definitely have people who are selling Indian food there. How to gradually start cooking for yourself? Basically, Mexican food with Indian touch. It may look like a silly topic, but some poor souls like me really don't know how to cook, and we will have to learn, as it's important life skills. Yes, you love cooking, so please see if you could make a few okay, sure, few videos. Yes, I think that's what we lack in India. Most of the boys don't learn cooking at home. So when you move out of India, that's the biggest challenge that you face. But don't worry, it's very easy. You have so many YouTube channels now, so many YouTube videos where you can try different, dishes from that. And coming to few videos, I did make a couple of videos, cooking videos initially, but since the views were less, I didn't continue that. But yes, I do have a lot of short videos on cooking, so you can check that out. Meanwhile, yes, I will try to upload more. And simple dishes that you can make is buying some corn tortillas and then making quesadillas with some cheese. You can just boil some chicken and put and put some salsa. Always buy some green salsa, which you get easily available here, which is easily available here, and that gives little spice to the food, and it's delicious. And there was another comment. I am a Mexican, and I think India is beautiful. You should vlog there. Thank you. Yes, India is beautiful, and I have uploaded few videos, and I would be still uploading few videos till I'm here. So I hope you enjoy those videos. So those were few questions that you guys asked me on Instagram and on my YouTube community. Thank you for these questions, and I hope I answered all of them. And please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel, and keep showering your love as usual. And I hope your support will always be there. I will see you in the next video. Until then, take care. Bye.